Hello and welcome to the Cricket Cutis on a Monk, and today we are doing a first impressions video for none other than Bethesda's brand new IP, Starfield. Yes, that's right, it's released in early access. This is a game that a lot of us have been waiting for an incredibly long time, so I'm very excited to be playing this game and actually, seeking out to see what Skyrim in space is actually like. And of course, during the course of me playing a game and releasing guides for it, I will be giving you my, honest opinion of this game. And if it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. What I can tell you without wasting any of your time whatsoever is that what I've played so far is a very, very good and clean RPG. I've enjoyed my experience a lot more than I thought I would, and this is considering I've been looking forward to this game for a damn long time. Now, at the moment, this is a console Xbox exclusive. I don't think it's going to be jumping onto PlayStation anytime soon, unfortunately, for any PlayStation fans out there. But, for Xbox fans, this has hit Game Pass day one. It does release on the 6th, and it is going to be completely free for all from day one for you. If you want to play it early, if you want to play it from today, the day that you're watching this video, then of course there is a price you're going to have to pay for that. I think it's around £35. Which, considering you're paying for, 5 days early access, that is kind of expensive. Now, this is a full price game at $69.99 US, and they say it will take around 40 hours to complete the main story. But of course, if you want to just have fun, play at your own pace, then it's going to take you around 100 hours to complete. And if you ask me, that is a pretty sizable game, especially as you're playing a game with multiple options all the way through it, multiple different playthroughs that you can take. I'm quite excited for what this game actually has to offer. Now, this first impressions video comes at around 8 hours in. I feel like I've played enough of the game to give you a good idea as, what I think of this game, what I think the flaws are, what I think the bonuses are about it. And so, yeah, that's what I'm kind of coming from. There's a few different things and elements that I want to show you guys and talk about throughout this video. One of those things is going to be the gunplay, the actual, main action portion of this game, and how I feel like that plays out. Now, of course, a big part of the action and the combat in this game is, of course, your boost pack, because you do have a little double jump which you can use to get advantage on the enemy. For the most part, that's actually pretty easy to use, pretty straightforward. I think of myself as more of, a jet trooper, jumping around, getting a jump on a few different people. I quite like it. The gunplay is very, very nice as well. There are multiple different weapons that you can choose. You are talking about, your pistols, your submachine guns, your bigger weapons as well, Gatling guns. There's also a variety of different melee weapons that you can use, and you can spec down any of those lines. You can also make modifications to your weapons and find already modified weapons around the universe too, which I actually really quite like. You can also approach the combat any way you want. If you want to spec down the stealth route, that would probably be a very good way to go, especially at the beginning if you're not too, comfortable with the game. Now, this is a first-person game. You can do it in third person, but I think even Bethesda said they have focused predominantly on the first person elements. So if you want the most out of this game, stick to first person. Third person, in my opinion, is a little bit clunky. Nothing as bad as what we've had before in previous games, but it's a little bit more clunkier than I would have liked. In first person, everything is extremely smooth. And I've got to admit, the shotgun is by far my most favorite weapon. I've actually got a few of these shotguns now, and I've got upgraded ones as well. They do an obscene amount of damage. As long as you work your cover, you can seriously, mop up with a lot of these enemies. You are thrown a hell of a lot to shoot at very early on, so it is a bit of a learning curve for anyone that just wants to experience the RPG side of it and doesn't really want the action side of this game. That is a heavy load of action. You're probably going to be needing a lot of med packs. I know I did. I think something that they got right is that all of the weapons feel very, very unique. They sound great. They handle really good as well. Some of them have some real recoil that you've got to learn how to control. And other ones you can just hip fire and just absolutely blast the enemy. One thing I have noticed is that the enemies have a level system. You will, notice this very, very early on. Some of the troops that you're going to be attacking are going to be very, very high level. Just try and stay away from them. That's kind of, a basic given. This kind of system has been used in multiple games. I wasn't really expecting it in Starfield, but I think it works rather well. It does mean you're not going to be able to just completely take advantage of certain situations, because you're going to have to keep in mind, the leveled troops that are around you. Next up is probably the most important part of this game, because you're going to be spending an awful lot of time within your ship, and that is your ship, how it actually handles, how the combat side of that actually goes. Now, you have a lot of customizable options when it comes to your ship, which is really nice. It's so nice to see that you can actually, make your own ship off the ground. If you don't like your ship, you can actually just go out and jack another ship and take that as yours. I love how you can plot out your grav jumps. The way the game works is that you fold space and you shoot from one point to the other. You have to plot those destinations. It does take a certain amount of time, and of course you can put more points into your grav drive, so it is quicker for you to make those jumps. Another good point that I found about the ships is that it's really nice that you actually get the opportunity to decide where all your power is being distributed. If you want, more points towards your lasers, your ballistics, your missiles, your engines, for instance, or even your shields, you have that power. It's not about necessarily getting those upgrades, although you can certainly upgrade your ship. Managing your power output on your ship is a huge part of the gunplay and the combat when it comes to space. And much like if you was walking around a city or, within combat, you can swap between first and third person with your ship as well. I actually quite like the third person when it comes to your ship. It's nice to see the new creation that you have created, or the brand new acquired ship that you've made. Flying around space, it's quite nice to actually see it. When it comes to the actual combat, though, it operates surprisingly well. It's very, very smooth, very, very easy to understand. The tutorial doesn't really help a terrible amount. It goes over a couple of basics, like, locking onto a ship and then you pressing a button to fire. And that's about as far as the tutorial actually goes. There's a few extra things to go about it, so it's not actually as shallow as it first seems. It can get rather heated, especially if you're fighting multiple ships at once. All in all, the ship combat wise, it's been a lot of fun. I've had an absolute blast. I can see why everyone wants to go down the space pirate route, because you know what, it's a lot of fun to have those dogfights in space. Up next, we've got to talk about the cities. They are another huge character within this game. There are many different settlements within the game that you get to explore, and it is also a day and night cycle. So yeah, it's quite nice to see the different cities at the different times of day. Some of them have had so much detail put into them. They're really beautiful. It's a very pretty game. And I think one of the things I like most about this game is the fact that The cities are alive. They feel alive. You know, the people in them are doing stuff. There's random events that happen. You can pop into a local shop, pick up a side quest. You know, it's quite nice the way things work. And I'm not going to spoil too much, but this game does have some hilarious random events. So if you're lucky enough to get one or two of them, you're going to have an absolute ball. I've really enjoyed exploring all the different cities and all the different locations, trying to get into places perhaps I shouldn't, trying to pick up almost everything that isn't nailed down and then selling it for a good amount of money. If you can master the pickpocket or the thief, you know, side of this game, you're going to make absolute bank. However, I apparently can't keep out of jail, so it may not be that way for me. Now, as I said at the beginning of this this video, I have had a bug. It was around 5 hours in. I died for the very first time, and when my game loaded on an autosave, it just had an horrendous, you know, issue. It was really laggy and stuttery. The audio wasn't right. I had to hard reset my Xbox Series X, which isn't great. But it's only happened once, and I'm about 8 hours in now, and considering this game has been so smooth, so good, I can't really force it. This game is trying to do a lot all at once. So far it's been very polished. I feel like this is the most polished Bethesda game I have ever played. When you compare it to games like Redfall or Fallout 76, Bethesda don't exactly have the best track record of late. But Starfield is an unbelievably good launch. I'm looking forward to seeing how, you know, how good this game actually is. I'm looking forward to putting in a hell of a lot more hours. Would I recommend you pick it up for the price? Well, honestly, I'm not sure I can recommend anyone buy a game for the amount of money that these games actually cost today. But if you're looking forward to a good RPG, a good open world RPG, if you love that idea of space combat and, you know, going across the galaxy however you choose fit, then this game could really be the game for you. I'm going to be doing a full review once I get a few more hours in this game. Check that out. I'm also going to be doing a series of videos, tips, guides, all that kind of jazz as well. And of course, if you want like-minded people to chat to about your Starfield experience, then maybe think about checking out our Discord. We do have an active and growing Discord, and a link can be found down in the description. Feel free to join and come and say hi. But if you enjoyed this video and if you're looking forward to more down the line, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. But until next time, I've been a monk, we've been Inquisitor Curious, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, guys, take it easy, and as ever, happy gaming.